I'm going to be talking about why positive criticism is more effective than negative criticism. First, I'm going to start off with some definitions for those. The definition for positive criticism is it means it draws attention to a good or positive aspect of something that is being ignored. I got that from Wikipedia, and the definition from Cambridge Dictionary. Negative criticism means voicing an objection to something only with the purpose of showing that it is false, mistaken. It generally suggests disapproval of something, usually. It's not very positive, or it's in a very negative manner. Some examples of positive criticism would be a smile or a nod or a thumbs up. Another example is giving a student a prize for their hard work, or an A on a quiz or something. Another is like a sticker. I know that in kindergarten they used to give us stickers for doing what we were supposed to do if we walked in line correctly and threw away our trash in the lunchroom, and just positive reinforcement, and just overall having a good mood toward criticism and toward the action that you were giving. And parts of the important parts that are important for positive criticism, one of them is time of delivery. A lot of good positive criticism needs to be displayed first, and then the negative criticism. Verbal praise is a big one that is really huge in portraying a positive impact toward the person, and then being sensitive to the individual's needs. And you need to give these positive criticisms frequently and consistently. That is the best way to give positive criticism. Okay, and I got that from an article from Forbes. An example from for negative criticism is an example would be like a parent complains about, or his son his room isn't clean, and all he does is complain all day, and then about the room not being clean, and then finally the kid cleans his room, and the parents stop complaining, and now the child, all he does is just keeps his room clean because he doesn't want to hear any negative criticism or negative feedback towards him anymore. So it is sometimes effective for negative criticism to work, but the important part, most people don't like being talked down to. They may respond differently, and if talked into a negative manner, they may not like them anymore. They may not think about the same way, or may not take that criticism as much or as they should. A study shown in Harvard Business Review by Paul Green, they reviewed 300 employees. It was from a paper company in Texas. They researched and revealed that the critical or negative criticism from the colleagues or boss, it drove the employees to adjust their roles to be around who gave them more positive reviews. So even though they may have the negative criticism may have worked, the negative criticism may have been a little effective, they still somehow managed to find their way to people that are more positive in a light manner, and overall just had a good attitude and didn't make them feel like they were being talked down to. Paul Green concluded that negative criticism rarely led to improvement. In his study, it showed that the level of paper produced in the manufacturing part of the company did not increase with the manager for that little section giving negative feedback. It did, however, increase when they started rewarding the company or the employees for making every deadline, and maybe having a donut day, as it described, and it gave a more positive criticism and more positive feedback, and led to more productivity throughout the whole company. Paul Green also concluded that it had negative impacts on worse cooperation with the boss or other employees. Overall, people just didn't like getting talked down to. People didn't like going to work as much with people giving negative criticism. And then it showed another study, also by the Harvard Business Review, that this paper company transitioned to a more positive reinforcements. Of more positive criticism, and it turned out to be a lot better. The people were they took a survey, and people were happier going to work. People enjoyed their time throughout the day. People didn't hate the boss as much, and didn't despise them, and thought a lot more highly of them. And I think that was a very important study, shown that positive criticism is more effective than negative criticism. So I would suggest just being more careful and think about your actions and words carefully when you're trying to work with your partner, or maybe one day you're running your own company, and just really enforce being positive and having positive criticism, so everybody overall will have a better time at work, and have more improvements of your company, and a better cooperation, and it'll just overall run a lot more smoothly. And that's why positive criticism is more effective than negative criticism.